Let's hear now an example of correct microphone placing.
Looks like you're smoking it.
Okay. Are you filming?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Okay, don't make me deaf.
Oh, the yelling.
I'm not gonna do
It's
that.
kind of a nice fucking, eccentric, aren't they?
Yes, just don't light my thing on fire, please, or else
I like that. Look at that. I'm two birds with one stone. Sweet.
talk about your how you got into slot cars.
Oh, down there, that's cool. Now this was back in '67. Got my first little ass slot car, Christmas. Was bitching. I worked at Sheldon's hobby shop as a stock boy, sweeping floors, running errands for Elva and Chuck Sheldon, and it was fun. It was neat, and that's where they had a 6-lane track in the back, and down the street was GTO, and there was slot car tracks everywhere. So I started getting into scratch building them and racing them. And Freddie Hood would come there and pick up fuel. And Ron Sheldon, that was Elvin Chuck's son, who later took over Sheldon's hobbies, would make RC fuel. He was a world championship pylon racer in RCs back in, 68, 69. So Freddie lived not too far away, and I started going to the races. And then I met Dan DeBella. He would come and race there, and I started painting bodies for Dan DeBella. He'd come by and pick me up, and off I'd go to the big tracks up in the Bay Area, Fremont and Oakland and Hayward. And that's where you saw all the big time racers, the professionals of the days. And it was a lot of fun. At that time, all these guys that have gotten back into it were pro racers, and I was just an amateur. And they were born before me, right? So I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun. And Dan DeBella, he was something else. He was good then. And he's still good to this day. Freddie still races, and you get to see a lot. It was big back then. A lot of racing going on. A lot of cool things to. Back then, you could ride a mini bike down the street and the police would wave at you. Now they arrest you. So you can see how the times have changed. But it was a lot of fun. And I raced for a while, probably up until 71. And as I got older, I found out girls. I had a lot of girlfriends. And I went to school. I went in the Marine Corps when I was 17. Got out, got married, kids, and I got back into slot racing when my youngest son was playing Little League at Branham Hills Little League. There's a slot car track there. I couldn't believe it. I saw it. Stopped in there. Oh my God. So I got back into it, and that was wing car racing. Well, wing car racing was still pretty good then, but it was dying. You show up to a track and there's 4 guys there. You could have a race with 4 cars. So I got out of that shit. I sold all that crap, took a bath on that, and started flexi racing. But it wasn't like a flexi car. It was a bastard class. We called it an Outlaw 12. It had an X12 in a stamped steel chassis, but we ran an Outlaw Indy body, and it was no rules, just clearances, and it was as fast as you could build them. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. And so then that all died down. Gino and Joe that owned Slot Cars Unlimited sold it. And I had moved. I moved out of the Bay Area and moved up to Northern California. And one day I was driving down El Dorado Street and I saw a slot car track in a window, all sitting on its side. And I'd go by there every day after work. I never saw no one there. And he told me, oh, he comes here at night. And that's how I met Harley Ratto, Harbo's Slot Car Haven. And so I got back into it, and I got back into GT12 scale racing. And I always enjoyed building motors. Some people hate it. I think it's fun. Because back when I used to race, the fastest slot car won. A lot of people can't build motors, so they're against those type of classes. Well, in classes that we can have, you can build motors, and it's enjoyable. It's very enjoyable. So that's what I've been doing. My littlest boy, his name's Eddie, after his grandfather, Edward Adam Larsen. Well, Eddie was a little guy about 3, and I forgot what he did. We used to live out in San Martin on 5 acres. This is before I went through my divorce. Thank God. Jesus Christ. So anyways, we had this little creek, and Eddie'd always like to get the frogs and throw them against the side of the house. And, I got videos of it. I got home videos that are just hilarious. Well, one day he threw one, and it splattered and made a mess. I go, oh, Eddie, you're in deep shit. And he could talk. I'm in deep vit, because he couldn't say his S's. He said, I'm in deep vit. And I go, yeah. So his nickname became Vitty. So I used to call him Vitty. Vitty, come here. It was funny. He'd come running. Hey. We got about 10. He didn't like that name no more. He told me, Dad, I don't like being called the Vitter, the Vitty anymore, or anything like that. So anyways, one day I was looking for an eBay name, and he goes, call yourself the Vitter. So people go, what is a Vitter? I go, hell, I don't know. It's just my kid couldn't say the shit word when he was a little kid. He said Vit. So that's how it became the Vitter. Yeah. So then he goes like this. Oh, Dad, here's a cool one. If you want the shit, see the Vit.